Hello everyone, this is Shreya from Shreya's Academics. Today I am here to teach you another topic that is very important, ecosystem. So in this class we will know about different subtopics of this chapter. So let's start. What is ecosystem? Do you know? It is the structural and functional unit of ecology, okay, where the living organisms interact with each other and surrounding environment. Now, ecosystem having two type of components, biotic and abiotic. So the biotic components are the living components of the ecosystem. For example, producers, consumers and decomposers also. Now the abiotic components are the non-living components of the ecosystem like soil, water, air and etc. Okay. So today we will learn different topics or different components of the ecosystem, different types of the ecosystem. Okay. There are different types of ecosystem. The first category of ecosystem is terrestrial ecosystem. So what is terrestrial ecosystem? The ecosystem that mainly observe in land area is called as terrestrial ecosystem. Now the second type of ecosystem is aquatic ecosystem. So what is aquatic ecosystem? The type of ecosystem that we can observe in water mainly. Okay, it can also marine ecosystem, it can also seacoast ecosystem. Now the third type of ecosystem is desert ecosystem. So what is desert ecosystem? The ecosystem that we can find in the desert area mainly known as desert ecosystem. Now the different components of ecosystem. The first component of ecosystem is producer. So what are producers? The producers are the component of the ecosystem that can produce their own food with the help of sunlight, chlorophyll, water and different minerals. And what is the process name? The process name is photosynthesis. Okay. So photo means light and synthesis means to preparation their own food. Now the second component of ecosystem is consumer. Okay. So now what are consumers? Consumers are the organism whose eat producers for their nutrition purpose. Okay. Now consumers are different types like primary consumers, secondary consumers and tertiary consumers. You all can see the different type of consumers here. Okay. The first type of our primary consumers are deer whose mainly eat plants. Okay. Now the second category or secondary consumers are the consumer whose eat flesh only. Okay. Now the tertiary consumers whose eat plant and flesh both. Okay. So the second category of consumer examples are lion, tiger, etc. And the third category of consumers are examples eagle, vultures. Okay. After that we will learn the next topic of this chapter, that is the decomposer. Okay. Now the decomposers are the third component of ecosystem. What are decomposers? The decomposers are the minute organisms who can decompose the dead and decaying organism or the body parts. Okay. And they return the nutrients of the nature within the nature again. Okay. So what will be the example of decomposers? Some viruses, some bacteria, these all are examples of decomposers. Now the food chain. What is a food chain? Food chain means a relationship between different organisms where one organism eat another organism. Okay. Here you can see the producer grass eaten by the grasshopper, and again the grasshopper eat by the birds, and now bird food is for snake, and now snake eaten by the owl, and in this way a chain like structure is formed that is called food chain. Food web. It's a complex interconnected relationship between different organisms. If we want to connect different food chains, we get a complex network like structures, that is, a particular forest food web. In this way, we can connect different food chains of the ecosystem. What is an ecological pyramid? Ecological pyramid it's a graphical representation of different trophic levels that occurs within the ecosystem. Okay, and here we can see the bottom level that is present the producer, and after that the primary consumer, then secondary consumer and tertiary consumer. If we carefully observe it, then we can monitor it that the number of the producers far more than the number of the tertiary, secondary and primary consumers. The lowest number of organism that is decomposers. Okay, so the organism that present at the below portion of the pyramid that is much higher in number, and the organism that is present at the topmost level is low. Now I come to the next point of this chapter, that is significance of ecosystem. So first of all, the ecosystem, in the ecosystem there are different producers that help in oxygen production, and it can control climate regulation. Ecosystem service that help the human to remain well-being. It can control the biodiversity, and it can control the water purification, nutrient recycling, and it can maintain the soil fertility, and it helps in the pollination and the food security, and that's all. So there are many more significance points of ecosystems, so we have to conserve ecosystem, otherwise our biodiversity or our climate will become destroyed. As because ecosystem have different significance points, so we have to protect our ecosystem. So how can we protect our ecosystem? We can protect our ecosystem by planting more and more trees, that means afforestation. We can support sustainable farming. Okay, we can protect different wildlife by different sanctuaries and national park. We can educate and advocate each other. We can make awareness program about this. Okay, and we can make the driveless and use eco transport that can reduce the pollution. Okay, and we have to conserve water. We can reduce the waste, and we can reuse and recycle the waste products of our nature. In this way we can protect our ecosystem. If we want to protect our ecosystem, we can.